Yes, I'll have the dark roast large latte, please. It's episode 497 of Aussie Tech Heads. How you all doing? It's the 4th of August 2016. The rains are here, Marge. Isn't it great? I hope everyone's getting a bit of this rain. It's very windy here on the Goldie. But and sinkholes up at Will's place. Hey, Will. Sinkholes up there.
It's Ipswich. It's built on top of a mine. It was bound to happen eventually.
So as you see, Will's joining us this week. Haven't sort of been all together, me, Will, and Jace for ages, have we? It's good. And
we've had conflicting schedules, I think, is the technical definition.
Yeah. So how are you going, Jace? You're there too, hanging around?
I don't like conflicts. I don't like any breakfast cereals.
Good stuff. I'd have porridge in these cold Gold Coast mornings.
That's not how you make porridge.
No. That's not how you make. What happened to that ad? That was a good ad.
That's not how you make porridge. It's probably because it was probably racist.
Why?
Everything is.
So, look, we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au. What does ATH stand for? Well, it's Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting, obviously. So, yeah, get involved.
Technical hospitality.
You what?
Awesome technical hosts.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Australia's top hosts.
That's it, yeah.
Yes, it's only fitting to go with the top podcasters that I've got great company of enjoying this episode. Now, look, let's get serious now. The AussieTechRadio.com.
Our show, dude. There's no serious.
No, not really.
Serious?
You're on the wrong show.
Yeah.
Wrong show if you want serious. Now, look, I'll get through all my little stuff and then...
I suppose so.
Yeah, I know, it's boring, isn't it? But look, you go AussieTechRadio.com. It's a 24/7, wall-to-wall, back-to-back Australian podcast. A couple from New Zealand, maybe one from America. I don't know where he's from. Used to be an Aussie in it. That's why he's in the lineup. But I haven't heard the Aussie for a while, but maybe he's there hanging around. But anyway, AussieTechRadio.com. That's all the instructions if you want to know. But otherwise, you get your little app on the Android, the iOS or Windows phone, or on your Windows 10 desktop, whatever. Tune in radio and just search for Aussie Tech Radio. You'll find it. Like us on Facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, YouTube.com/Aussie Tech Heads, where you get all the videos, and not just this video, if you're watching this video, but you'll also get videos of the Aussie Max Zone, and you'll also get videos. That's about it. You guys don't do videos for Obsidian
But
Loft.
us, you've got to go to Obsidian Loft and Old Fart Geeks.
Oh, okay. You're the outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Only because somebody can't be bothered hosting this.
Fair enough. Now, look, coming soon to the video production, there's a live Twitter stream. I thought I might have had it ready for tonight, but no, didn't work, did it, when I go live? So, but soon.
Well, you were ready. The program wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't set it up properly. That's why it wasn't ready. Look, I can show you.
Error.
I can show you what it tries to look like. But
Pebcak.
see, just scroll through. But anyway. Look, if you want to get ready, waiting in anticipation, let's use the hashtag, the little-known hashtag Aussie Tech Heads. How's that go? Okay, put that in your search saves or whatever you call it. Now, you can follow the show at Aussie Tech Heads or at Aussie Tech News. Now, I mentioned the Aussie Max Zone, Obsidian Loft, Old Fart Geeks. There was an episode of Old Fart Geeks the other week, wasn't there? An A and a B episode. We do.
We should have an interview coming up soon too.
We do. I'm just going to actually get time to edit it, but
are we allowed to? No.
Sorry.
Are we allowed to ask who it is?
Yeah, we did a. They had the retro fair on up here in Brisbane.
A couple of weekends ago.
A couple of weeks back, and it was basically. Obviously, the interview will explain it more, but basically, this guy just decided one day he's going to start collecting old stuff.
Nice.
And
was it old when he started, or is it old now?
No, he only started a couple of years ago, and he just started to collect retro gaming systems and arcades and figurines and all sorts of stuff. And 12 months ago or so, he had a few like-minded friends who wanted to do the same thing.
Nice.
And he said, "Hey, do you want to set up stalls somewhere and we'll see what we can sell?" And
right.
The first one he had, I think they had like 20 people. 3 months ago when they did one, they had like, I don't know, 70 people. This time through, last figures I heard was 3,000, and they were still going.
Nice. A bob and knob.
So,
does he charge to get in?
No, it's free entry. It's I mean, it has two sort of faces. One is the buying, trading, selling, swapping of the older stuff. But the other one is basically just what he's trying to achieve in all this. He's trying to bring back the old school mindset of basically hanging out at an arcade. You know, you'd go to the arcade, you'd throw your 20 cents or whatever on top of the pinball machine. You know, that was your turn next sort of deal.
Yeah, right.
And that mentality you had when you went to an arcade and there was 20 people hanging around chatting about stuff. This is sort of the mentality he's trying to bring back. So
yeah, nice. Because I remember going to those arcades. You know, those smoke-filled dark dens that were stuck down underneath.
Best weekends ever.
Pool hall,
Street Fighter.
I mean, and the
Tango.
coolest part about it, this guy's actually a DJ in, like, his real job is a DJ.
Right.
So if you want to check him out, you can check him out on Facebook as DJ Sheep.
Ooh, and so you've already got that interview recorded, and you just got to edit it and throw it out.
The interview has been recorded. There's multiple. I threw up a few live streams from there as well. I did actually probably half an hour of live streaming from the event as well, so you can check that out on my Facebook page. It's on there. They've also linked to it on the on their page, which I'm just trying to bring up the link for it as we speak. You
streamed it from your phone or what?
Yeah, I streamed it from my phone. Yeah.
Well, you better tell us Will, what your Facebook page is then, please.
Well, you can go. Facebook is easy. It's I believe it's Mr. William Tompkinson. I'm pretty sure it's my Facebook page, facebook.com/William Tompkinson. I'm just trying to find what the page of what their page is. I've just got a complete blank. I'm just quickly searching for Brisbane Video Game and Pop Culture Market. Right. Is what their page is called. So you can go and check that out and have a look at the photos and some of the stuff from the event. They also link across to some of my footage that was taken from there.
Oh, we'll do. Will I'll go and have a look at that after the show.
But so keep an eye out over the next couple. It'll be hopefully next week. We'll do a sort of an interim Old Fart Geeks, which will have this mainly set up for this interview and talk a little bit about that sort of thing. So it should be good. Anybody who's interested in retro stuff, come check it out and have some fun.
All right. And look, I've been getting heaps of emails about the Aussie Tech Security. It is coming back. Just got to get a time for me and Roger to get together. We'll kick it back on again, okay? So de-stress. Now, just moving on to an email. This is from one of the ones I got this week from Raymond. Now, he had some things to say. It's something that I don't use Telstra email, but apparently things are on the move. He goes, hey, Glenn, always look forward to the new discussions. I save it for my easy jobs. Oh, that's good. Just a thought, a topic that you don't think that you've covered recently. Telstra has moved all its Outlook using emails across to its own Telstra email. So he goes on because he's bringing this up because unfortunately they've botched everyone's during the migration. And I'm seeing a lot of annoyance and threats of abandonment away from Telstra. So things like, he goes on to say things like that's not bringing the contacts across. It's leaving all the previous saved emails behind over in the Outlook system. So I don't know if any of you guys have had any troubles with this. I don't have a Big Pond address, but I'd say what's happened is that they used to be on their own Big Pond webmail. Then they did this massive migration to Outlook. So you signed into your Big Pond email account and the Outlook.com would come up. But now it looks like they've moved back away from it, according to Raymond. So has anyone had an experience with that? Anyone heard of anything like that?
No, I knew that they were using Office 365 from Microsoft to host all their emails for the last while, but if they've changed it again, then God knows what they're using. They should stick with that because at least it's robust and it's compatible with all the Outlook and everything. Yeah. Maybe they have to switch to IMAP or something weird.
Well, like I tried a little while back now. I thought, I want to try and support. That's what I thought. I try and support Microsoft a bit more. And so I wanted to move from Gmail to Outlook.com. Plus, I like the colours. So I wanted to move to Outlook.com. And so I did. And it sort of imported most of my emails. It sort of got there and then sort of had a bit of a meltdown, I think about 85% of the way through, but got most of the recent ones. So I thought, yeah, that's cool. But, the thing that stopped me was just trying, because I wanted to use the desktop Outlook as well, right? And I wanted just to sync it to the Outlook.com. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I could either sync the mail in the inbox, but then it wouldn't go ahead and sync the subfolders, and then it wouldn't sync the calendar. Like, it was just the biggest, just pain in the backside.
There we go. I've got somebody talking about it on Wingepool. New Telstra email platform step back in time. They've gone away from Exchange Active Sync back to IMAP, which is what I was saying. So there's no contacts or calendars it's going to sync across multiple devices or anything. It's just a standard IMAP system.
But that's what are they doing? Obviously, maybe Microsoft charged too much, so maybe they're little.
So they want to in-house it all again.
Yeah, but the IMAP these days, especially like on servers like the ATH web hosting, that the IMAPs, you have now got a calendar syncing function. You can do a calendar sync. So you can jump into the cPanel and learn all about that. All right, but cool. Thanks, Raymond. I'm glad we fill in some downtime for you.
But I mean, having said that, it's yet another reason why I always say don't use ISP emails. It's that simple. Do not use ISP emails. No. Either use a Gmail or a Hotmail or a Yahoo or a Outlook or one of those.
I don't know about Yahoo.
Mail.com. Yeah, Yahoo's it's still a thing.
I suppose if you lose
if you want to do your own email, you can host it with Google Apps for free for small accounts. I've got a few things for my email set up through Google Apps, and you just point it to the Google servers, and you can sign in there with an account and manage, add users, delete users, change mailbox size.
But how long have you had that for?
Create mailing lists and stuff. Sorry?
How long you had that for?
5 or 6 years, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's free anymore. I think it's
not.
I think
it's free. You're grandfathered in, but it's not free if you sign up now.
Yeah. I think it's the first. Used to be first 5. You could have 5 seats or something. But I don't know if it's actually free now. But yeah, that was good. I don't know what they should keep that going.
But I mean, having said that, if you're just a 1 or 2 person business, then just get yourself a Gmail or something like that. But if you're a business or even a person who, I mean, in my case, you can go to williamtomkinsons.com and you can send an email to anything at williamtomkinsons.com and I'll get it. For the sake of paying whatever it is, $7 for a couple of years for the domain name, and then depending on how much email space you need, you could almost get it for free from a free site right up to paying, what's the starter plan, $6 a month or something on ATH?
Just remember that you can have your domain at one place, your email somewhere else, your web somewhere else, and DNS somewhere else. They don't all have to be with the one company. So you can have your internet through Telstra, you can have your email hosted through Google, you can have your website with Venture IP, you can have your DNS with Hover. Whatever. Move everything around, domain registration. Yeah.
And like I've got, with your Big Pond email, doesn't matter where that is, you can set up a forward. So just forward it. If you're worried about your bills or whatever going there, or very important Telstra emails that might drop in there, just set up a forward. So anything that drops in, it'll just go through to your Gmail. But what I was going to say about the Yahoo was, good thing about that, if you have a Yahoo account, if you get your password, it's online. You'll be able to buy it. Buy it from that guy.
The thing is, you can. I was going to say a similar thing. If you've got your own domain, then you can do the same thing. You can forward. Say you've got a Gmail account or multiple Gmail accounts. You can forward those to your .com.au account if you wanted to. So there's plenty of flexibility. You can choose to have, for sake of ease, you can have them all through one host. As I said, don't use your ISP because you're just asking for trouble. But you can have them all through a particular hosting company, whether it's ATH, whether it's whatever. You can either have, and as Warlock said, you can separate them, but it really depends. There's so much flexibility out there. It really depends on what you're doing with it. If you're just a private person, and if you're starting a business, Fred Smith at, or Fred at Smith, .com.au looks better than Fred Smith's company at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So for the sake of a couple of dollars, you can set up your own .com.au and it looks better as well.
Yeah, look, if you're happy with smidgypoo at bigpond.com, you're going to be happy with smidgypoo at gmail.com. So go your hardest, get a Gmail. And if you've got like a Glenn at Aussie Tech Heads, all that happens, you send me an email, that just bounces straight from there, goes to there and goes straight into my Gmail account along with all the other ones. And I've just got one account, one Gmail account, and all the emails just forward into it, and I can just do the whole thing at once.
Yep.
And don't forget also with something like Gmail, the way that I have it, I have my email at my own private domain, but Gmail can use IMAP to connect there and download the mail into Gmail. And then you can also use the Gmail interface to send from your domain using Gmail. So I log into my Gmail account and I can click the from field, change it to one of my other domain or email addresses, and you hit send, and alerts come from that domain. When somebody replies, it comes back into your Gmail interface, but it's actually from that domain.
And you can even go further. I don't know if this is what you meant, but you can even go further and send it from your terrestrial mail server. So it's actually coming from your actual mail server rather than the Gmail.
You can do that as well.
All right. Getting too confusing. Let's move on. Okay. Now,
there's more than one way to do it.
The thing to take away from all this is don't use your ISP for email.
That's right. Get something
I
else.
think that,
Get
at
Gmail.
the end of the day, that's what it comes down to.
Look at it this way. One day, Optus is going to come out with a better deal. You're going to move over there. Then you're going to say, oh, every single person has got Bill Smith at bigpond.com. Now I have to tell them Bill Smith at Optus. Then later on, I switch to TPG. Then I have to change all my stationery and email everyone, say this new one. Just get your own domain. You can put it anywhere. You can even host it anywhere with any of them or anywhere else that's cheaper on the internet. And you keep that same address everywhere. You don't have to tell everybody when you change.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to get a vanity domain like Will's got, Mr. WilliamTompkins.com. Yeah.
Or JasonOakley.com.
Keep it for life. Well, I can't get mine. Someone's got it.
All right. If you instead of petitioning Telstra, all our listeners need to petition the guy who's got GlennGoodman.com.
Well, look, I thought I might have been able to score it because it expired on the 3rd of July, and I'm checking it every day, you know. And they renewed it the other day while it was in the stupid.
That's how I got JasonOakley.com. I'd got JasonOakley.me. And I'd email the guy who had .com because he wasn't even using the domain or anything, and he never replied. And then I forgot about it, and about a year later, I got this email that he'd CC'd in anybody whose email address he found on the internet that had the name Jason Oakley and said, hey, who wants to buy this from me? Right. You know, I'll sell it to you, not too expensive, but I've got to make a profit. And I was like, oh, screw that. I've already got one. I'm not going to bother paying excess money for a domain. And then about 6 months later, nobody must have taken him up on the offer. And I just did a quick check because I was bored at work. And it was like, JasonOakley.com is available. I was like, yep, mine.
All right. Sweet. Good stuff.
GlennGoodman.com.au is still available, so you better get on that.
Yeah, or maybe.
.id, .net, .name.
Oh, you go crazy. You go crazy.
.ninja.
Well, I'll tell you, look, while I was talking about those, I've got a story about .coms or .things. When I find it, hang on, let me scrolling down.
About .web.
Yeah, now .web. That's right. Now, there's something very important about .web I want to tell you. But let me... here it is. Here it is. You want a picture? I got a picture. There you go. Oh,
beautiful.
It's got the Twitter underneath. Oh, there you go. Look, it works on that one.
Looking good.
Okay. Now the .web domain. It's sold. It's the biggest. It's the domain that sold for the most money. It's just recently sold for $135 million. So that is the .web. So you could have William.web or Jason.web. That's what I'm talking about. The .web.
GlennGoodman.web.
That's right. Now a company called New.co won the auction and can now offer everybody the chance to own a domain ending in .web. So the figure apparently is 3 times as much as was paid for the previous record holder, which was .shop, which went for $41.5 million. That's a lot of money. Losing bidders for the domain included Google, surprisingly. Yes, you wouldn't think they'd be losing too many auctions. And Net Registry affiliates, Net Registry firms, I don't know, and others. And others. But yeah, so look, I don't know. Look, some domains can get expensive, can't they? Like they're all different ones. Those, you know, the .restaurants, the X's and all this sort of stuff. I think.
Melbourne.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the one was, but I was looking at the ones that I have, on the ATH web hosting, which ones you can use. And I think the dearest one that I could see through there was about $700. I forget what one it was now, but yeah, like, geez, you want to be keen, wouldn't you? Have to be keen.
Get in quickly and get king of the .web.
Wow.
I rule the web, king of the web,
but the
best website on the web.
But the stupid thing is, and it's like the .coms, and I reckon what happens is the people, this person who's got obviously the money, or the company that's got the .webs, I would suggest, and maybe you would agree with me, that they would just subsequently just hold back any word in the dictionary .web. Do you reckon? And keep it maybe for an auction later down the track, or do you reckon they would do that, or you'd reckon they'd open them up?
I don't think they're allowed to do that.
Well, they own it.
There's the only things they can, as far as with normal websites,
I can't rule.
Like Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah. What can they do? Sorry, I missed the first bit of that. You went out.
With the normal sites, the only things they can withhold are like Fortune 500 companies,
okay.
Like that. Whether that applies to other ones, I don't know, but I know with regular sites, that's all they can do.
All right.
Maybe trademark stuff too.
Yeah.
Maybe. Now, as you might be interested, like, back, I don't know, months ago now, we used to stream live. Remember those days, those good old days? Well, after no, they were painful, weren't they? We were using the Ustream, but now it looks like each time that Will's on, at least, we will be able to stream through Facebook. So make sure you like the Aussie Tech Heads Facebook page, which was facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. So that'll stream live. Now, the reason that it's only going to happen when Will comes on is because I'm stuck on cable, which you'd think would be good with 2 up. It's just still not fast enough to stream to Facebook, as they demand, apparently. They demand that all streaming from desktop applications go up to their servers at about 1080. So it just puts it's too heavy for my uploads.
Just because Will's the smartest one of us, really, and he knows how to do it.
Yeah, well, he's got NBN, and good on you, Milo, who's been
got his NBN today.
Yeah, he's historically been crying about his dial-up network down at, where is he? Nowra, yeah, down there somewhere. Finally, he's had the box installed today, and he's done a speed test, and I think he had about 99 down and 36 up. So good on you, Milo. I'm very jealous.
And is he recovering in hospital now?
Yeah, I know, right?
He might be. It's gone too fast. What are the videos? What?
I mean, it came faster too, because originally he wasn't on till like 2018 or something was his original rollout date.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, so he's on the NBN, so that's good, isn't it? So we should hurry up and come here.
That's 3 of us.
We'll have to catch up, Milo, because we'll have to do some game play together.
Do you play the airplanes?
No, he does
Wasn't it?
Euro truckers and American truckers and stuff like that. Yeah,
you NBN guys just talk amongst yourselves. Don't worry about me. I'll just sit.
Well, so how have you been, Will?
My biggest issue is we're moving in a couple of months, and the criteria for the house we want is entirely different to my criteria for the house I want. My criteria for the house involves a big shed and NBN. But that's got nothing to do with the actual criteria of the house we're after.
I think I'd even sacrifice the big shed.
Yeah.
Geez.
Apparently we need like 4 bedrooms and, like a fenced yard and stuff like that.
No,
just give me a shed and I'm set.
Yeah, geez, I don't know, Will. Well,
just give me a shed and NBN.
Well, maybe for the foreseeable... Well, maybe for the short interim future, the thing will be streamed live on Facebook when Will's on. We'll see what happens.
I can always use my phone.
Still unlimited, Will?
Yep.
Oh, you dirty bastard. Okay. Now, look, Will, you better give us something that you've seen through the week of interest.
Alrighty, I suppose I can do that. Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
The man we all know and love. Apparently, Tesla said Monday it won an agreement from Solar City to acquire the solar power company for $2.6 billion US. Tesla announced the bid in late June, but it basically they've tried a couple of times and they kept getting shot down because they're told, no, you can't do that because you'll be a monopoly. But Elon Musk continued, and
chipped away.
It's funny because Elon Musk, who basically started, runs, and owns, and is the chief executive officer of Tesla, he just happens to now be the chairman of Solar City as well. And Solar City happens to be, Tesla happens to be the biggest shareholder of Solar City. So it was a matter of time until they took it out. But basically what it means, they're going to have, they're going to take the world by storm, obviously, with electric cars and their charging stations and their the lithium battery factories that they're manufacturing. But now that they have Solar City, it also means they've got the hardware to do solar panels and alternative energy as part of that agreement as well. So now when they install a charge point in your house, instead of you being tied into the grid, you can have solar set up to charge your Tesla or to run your Tesla wall power pack, things like that. So I think it's going to be a really good marriage of the two pairs, even though critics are saying, well, hang on, Tesla lost $282 million in the first quarter last year. How can they afford, whatever it was? How can they afford $2.6 billion? And Elton's like, he's like, well, people keep giving me money, so I'm going to, my investors and my shareholders and my stakeholders and random corporations and companies and government entities just keep handing me money. He said, well, I might as well just spend it.
You might as well.
Do something useful with it.
Did you call
it? Exactly. Sending it to offshore accounts.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, whether it be, obviously, he's got some major factories happening in the States. They're starting up a Tesla factory here in the next few years. Well, there's plans to anyway, which means we'll have our own lithium battery production and everything like that, as well as the Tesla vehicles will be cheaper. But it means lithium batteries will be cheaper, which means that all the replacements for everything from your mobile phone to your dog bark collar to your watch battery to the replacement packs for your cars to whatever, that's all going to be cheaper.
Now, did I hear you call him Elton? Did you call him Elton?
Yes. I did, because I was reading ahead of myself.
Well, was Elton John
I said it, and then I just hope nobody picked it up. I'm like, I'm just going to...
Thanks for pointing that out, Glenn.
No worries.
Amazing what one letter does.
You got away with it until now.
Don't mention the war.
You got away with it.
Now, look, I just looked him up actually. There's a little bio here. You think, geez, these people are smart, and but he's 45 years old. That's it. Yep. I'm older than him. He's worth $12.3 billion.
More than.
What have I done? Nothing. And he's
you got a successful podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want?
That's true. Very true.
All those millions are making from the podcast. Come on.
I know. Easily 12.3. Easily rivals Elton.
All those millions of megabytes you're sending over the internet. Yeah. You keep it in there. Companies in business.
And what's he doing making batteries?
If I had $1 for every megabyte I sent over the internet, I'd be a rich man.
Instead of a torrenting service.
Now, look, talking of batteries, and we'll get to Jace's for a story in a sec, but I thought this might run in together into the batteries. Now, Will, did you see there was a cyclist in Sydney? He fell off his bike. His iPhone caught fire in his pocket. Burnt his leg. It did. That happened.
Land on a lithium cell and fracture it.
Yeah, well, look, I've got a picture of those on the video. There's the Twitter thing again. But look at that. Ouchie, mama. Now, he goes, I saw smoke coming out of my back pocket, and then all of a sudden I felt this surging pain in my right leg. He was speaking to the Sydney Morning Herald. I could see it melting through my shorts. I just remember looking at my leg, and I had this black discharge all down my leg and this smell of phosphorus. Now, Mr. Clear, his name was. So it was a dark discharge, wasn't a clear discharge. But Mr. Clear, well, Clear says, how does everything I say can get muddled up now or interpreted in different ways? now he said his injuries, he had to have a skin graft, a bloody skin graft. Now, now the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission said it receives about 1 to 2 reports of consumer injuries from mobile phone batteries every year. Now, how's this? It recommends that people do not carry mobile phones in their pockets.
Yep. The worst thing you can do.
Where are you going to carry it?
To give you an idea,
in your
lithium packs burn at very, very high temperature. And a lot of people think it's the lithium, although lithium itself is a very volatile metal. It's actually the oils they use in between the cells. Now, this is probably hard to see, but this cell has actually expanded. See how the cells aren't flat packed anymore. They're actually separated. So these cells have actually expanded. This happens to be out of one of the lithium jump starters, but you can see inside the case there how it's all cracked and crunchy and feral from where it actually caught fire inside the case. Now, these are designed to sort of contain that. When you've got a mobile phone that's sitting basically with 0.5 mil of plastic between the back of the battery and skin, and the cell ignites at 500 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever it is, it ignites that. Yes, you're going to get burnt, and that's just the nature of lithium batteries. There's nothing you can do about that. And what would have happened in his case was when he fell off the bike, he would have landed on the battery and compressed the battery against the case, which would have fractured the cell material inside the battery, and would have caused a exothermic reaction, which is what causes that. I mean, it's not unheard of. It's quite common, and if you search YouTube, you'll see it everywhere.
I can see a picture of Jesus in that burn mark.
But that's why you don't. Same reason you don't put. They're not called laptops anymore. They're called notebooks for exactly the same reason. Because people are putting them on their lap. Laptops are full of these 18650 cells here. The lithium cells. And laptops are full of these cells. So what can happen is if one of these cells shorts or ruptures, you got exactly the same problem. These will thermally explode effectively. That's what you don't.
I thought we didn't use the term laptop because it was like a trademark to IBM or Lenovo now or something.
They changed it years ago because of that reason. They don't want people using them on their laps, and by calling them laptops, it was giving people the wrong idea. It's much the same as if your phone is approaching 2, 3, 4 years old. Quite often you'll notice the battery in your phone is actually starting to swell. It's no longer flat along both sides. It has a slight bow in it.
Yeah.
Well, that's warning you that it's about to fail. And if you don't change it at that point, it could potentially explode. Don't leave it under your pillow when you charge it because it'll get hot. It'll have an exothermic reaction. It'll catch on fire. Don't use cheap, nasty Chinese chargers because they will overcharge the batteries.
What would be the go then, you reckon? Like, as you said, so, because I've got this old iPhone 4 and I have noticed it's got a tiny little bit of a bow in the back. So it's obviously the battery's going a bit dodgy. So if it blew up, like, is that still recourse back to Apple, do you reckon? Or they say, it's too old. It's nothing to do with us anymore.
Your fault.
A what?
Out of warranty.
It's entirely your fault because you've used the phone beyond its... I mean... Theoretically, in theory, in a perfect world, the battery will never explode. There are safeguards in place to stop it from happening. The batteries themselves have. I'm looking around to try and find one. I can't see it on short notice, but the batteries themselves have a protection circuit built into them, and within those protection circuits, there's actually a chip counter that will count how many cycles you've inflicted upon that battery. Once it hits, depending on the battery, let's say 2,000 cycles, it will actually shut the battery pack off completely to protect it from overcharging. The problem is it doesn't, with a lithium battery, if you fully discharge it, and say your battery goes flat and you're in your backpack to the gym or whatever, and that was Friday and you forgot about it and you've come back Monday, plugged it in and charged it up. Well, over that 2-day period, what's actually happening is the lithium's crystallizing and deteriorating, so the battery pack's actually weakening. So it doesn't take into consideration these weakening effects. So, yes, once your battery starts to swell, it is at the failure point. And if you continue to use it, it will eventually, best case scenario, it'll just stop working. Worst case scenario, it will actually catch on fire.
Nasty. Nasty.
So
Speaking of those batteries, I think that was the reason why my LG G3 stopped working. I discovered in the end. I've been busy trying to reflash the ROMs and firmwares and all this sort of stuff. And then I'd read that a lot of people had problem with the LG G3 with the battery just dodgy. So they just went and bought another battery from LG, or an LG battery from somebody on eBay, put it in, had never had a problem since. So Dad had a LG Leon, and I took the battery out of there, which was... So I stuck my finger in behind, but the contact still made it, booted up, no problem. So it looks as though the LG G3 had dodgy batteries in a lot of them.
Yeah, right. Nasty.
yeah, a lot of it. See, Samsung is generally one of the best battery manufacturers because when we do repacks on cells, we generally either use Senyo, Panasonic, or Samsung, the three cells that we use. So anything that doesn't basically have one of those cells in it is going to have a shorter lifespan. So this is what I have trouble getting across to some of my customers. They go, "Oh, I can buy a battery for my phone on $15 on eBay. You're charging me $150." I'm like, "Oh, not a phone, probably laptop. They can buy it for $40 on eBay, or we charge $150 for a laptop battery." The difference is we're using high quality cells. The original battery lasted you 7 years. The one we get you is going to last you 7 years. The one you buy on eBay is going to last you 7 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Mine lasted about 3 months, and it was an original one.
Well, that's who knows what they're using for their cells. So
they're using shite batteries.
Well,
I'm going to do a teardown on this battery here, this 9800 milliamp, which is a load of garbage to start with, because the largest battery manufactured by Senyo is their second generation 3800 milliamps. But I've pulled one of those apart previously, and actually inside this standard looking 18650, which is a standard lithium cell, it actually has a little tiny cell about the size of, say, a cigarette thickness that fits inside this.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, to add weight, is packed with crushed rice. So they've actually, they use crushed rice and pack it around the cell that's on the inside of it to make the cell seem heavier. So it seems like it's a proper cell.
Oh, that's crap.
So I'll actually be doing a video on that soon.
All right. Well, look, let's move off batteries and find out what Jace has been, what's tickled his fancy this week.
Well, you remember we've talked about Bitcoin before. Nearly 120,000 units of digital currency Bitcoin worth about $72 million US, or 95 million Australian, has been stolen from the exchange platform Bitfinex in Hong Kong, making it the second biggest security breach ever of such an exchange. Bitfinex is one of the largest exchanges for Bitcoin and is known in the digital currency community for having a platform that has deep liquidity in the US dollar Bitcoin currency pair. Zane Tackett, Director of Community and Product Development for Bitfinex, told Reuters that 119,756 Bitcoin have been stolen from users' accounts, and the exchange had not yet decided how to address customer losses. The Bitcoin was stolen from users' segregated wallets, he said. Bitcoin plunged just over 23% on Tuesday after the news broke. On Wednesday, it was up 1% at $545.20 on the Bitstamp platform. Tackett added that the breach did not expose any weakness in the security of the blockchain, the technology that generates and processes Bitcoin, a web-based cryptocurrency that can move across the globe anonymously without the need for central authority. The theft amounts to about 0.75% of all Bitcoin in circulation. It's the biggest USD exchange, so outside China, it's the one that everyone has an account with. A Bitcoin expert in Singapore said, "It's very liquid. Folk can trade on margin, lots of daily volume. It's not yet clear whether the theft was an inside job or whether hackers were able to gain access to the system externally." Bitfinex suspended trading on Tuesday after it discovered the breach. It said on its website it was investigating and cooperating with the authorities. The attack on Bitfinex was reminiscent of a similar but larger breach at Mt. Gox, a Tokyo-based Bitcoin exchange that was forced to file for bankruptcy in early 2014 after hackers stole an estimated $650 million worth of customers' Bitcoins.
Nasty. And who said Bitcoins were safe, eh? I don't know.
Oh,
nope.
Yeah,
no one's ever said that ever.
Safe.
Oh, okay.
Just anonymous.
Bitcoins aren't safe. Don't believe anyone that says they are.
Bitcoin Bitcoins are safer than regular currency, which is correct.
Mm. Now, look,
in the history of Bitcoin, there's been 2 major breaches.
Now, just an update on the Facebook live streaming. It seems to be going okay, or maybe a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah, it's actually a buffering issue at Facebook's end. I've just been looking into it in between stories, and apparently they're having bandwidth problems.
Oh, so it's Facebook.
It's probably some of the data.
Blame the Zuck.
It's not Facebook itself, but it looks like their video, like the servers that do the live stream,
right,
in Australia are very few and far between, as you would expect.
Yeah.
So it looks like that's where the issue is happening at the moment.
All right. Well, look, we're testing it all out. So if you see us on and it doesn't buffer for you, give it a shot. If it buffers, turn us off. Get the podcast.
You can probably go back and watch the video anyway, because theoretically it's actually capturing everything, and it will catch up on the when you play the stream back. So.
Because I've been watching it just on my phone here, and it's been going quite good. And then as soon as I started talking about it, that buffered. But anyway, let's move on. Online reseller Newegg. You would know Newegg, wouldn't you, everyone? They've got some really good videos on YouTube. If you have a look in the buy componentry for your computer, and probably other stuff as well, go to Newegg. I opened up an Aussie eBay store, slashing membership fee. I didn't know they had a membership fee, but apparently they do. So the company overnight announced a discount to the Newegg Premier Benefit Program. Now, it normally would set you back $79, but for a limited time only, it's $59. Membership. Now, you might ask yourself, and I'm going to tell you, but you might be saying, why do I have to pay $79 or $59 to join to join a shop? Well, I'll tell you, because wacky do, members receive a free domestic shipping, no restocking fee, and 20% off selected items. Sweet. You'd only be a member if you bought heaps, wouldn't you? Like, you're not going to shove down $60.
Comparing their prices now with MSY and Game Dude, and they're actually dearer. So I'm sorry, that doesn't do you any favors.
Doesn't work for you, Will. Well, I didn't look. I didn't go as far as you into the pricing, but if that is as what you say, it's not going to work for me either. So
I mean, well, no, because MSY and Game Dude ship as well, and I don't.
Well, I can't speak for Game Dude, but from past experience with MSY, maybe Newegg might have just a tiny little bit of a customer service
is a right pain in the rectum. I'm aware of that, but.
So
really good prices.
I missed
their warrant.
I missed the first bit. I just got rectum. What'd you say?
Yeah, MSY equals rectum. MSY is the right royal pain in the rectum. They really are to deal with. They're absolutely horrid, but
you did say rectum.
Mainly because they don't speak English for the most part.
Especially if they sell you computer parts with one of them's a faulty motherboard, and you take it back, and they're like, "Well, we'll charge you $40 to figure out which bit's faulty." No, it's warranty. You replace.
I've never had a problem.
But anyway, Newegg ships all components.
I'll give you an example. The Western Digital Blue 1 terabyte hard drive, 7200 RPM. Is currently on sale for $67, saving 28% on Newegg, and the same hard drive on MSY is $65 normal price, not on sale. So it's cheaper not on sale than Newegg's on sale price.
So Newegg ships all components from within Australia. Fair enough. All right. Will, what else is happening?
Things that I've covered over with Newegg and MSY. Alrighty. So, Pokemon Go.
Oh, Pokemon, yeah. Yes.
This is a thing that I in no way understand, because in the 4 weeks of having Pokemon Go, or whatever it's been, I have caught exactly 2 Pokemon, and both of them were sitting in front of me. One was sitting in front of me as I opened the app for the first time, so I'm sure that was a coincidence. And the second one was in the middle of Brisbane, where I was at this retro meetup. I found one.
Have you flicked all your balls?
So, for me, I flick my balls regularly, but it doesn't help.
Well, did you run out?
Oh, you mean the Pokeballs? I don't. Well, there's no point because I don't. There are no Pokemon anywhere. Like I would show you my phone, but I've got the stream on at the moment. But where I go, they aren't.
Yeah. Oh, look.
So I don't
you got to
understand this.
Yeah, they apparently near water will apparently near water.
Well, when I'm in a bath or a shower, there's none around. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, I got up to level 5. I went and found a gym and got smashed. I don't know what I lose because I got smashed. I just know I lost. So I lose something, obviously. But yeah, you gotta find your little Pokestops.
I prefer to do. I prefer to play Pokemon Minecraft. At least that's more sane. Anyway, the Pokemon Go. The Australian public has been urged to put away their smartphones when walking near roads, as the number of pedestrian deaths in the country continues to rise. There's been 228 pedestrian deaths on Aussie roads. They don't actually mention how many of those are related to Pokemon. But there's been a 14% increase. So to combat all these people who are not watching where they're going, you're now going to be charged a $200 fine. They don't actually say what is required to get this $200 fine. They simply say that people who are distracted whilst walking will receive a $200 fine.
But that's just the same as like jaywalking or something.
So is being distracted whilst walking
in a park,
maybe looking at, the naked chick doing gardening, or is it trying to keep an eye on the magpies? I mean, what do they constitute as being distracted while walking?
Well, this is another one of those grey pieces of legislation that's open to interpretation.
That's the law. It is called distracted walking. That is the definition of the rule break. I mean, if that was in a game and they penalised you for walking distracted, I mean, there'd be outcry and the game would never be released and it'd never be sold and be pulled from shelves.
Yeah.
But in real life, and in the US and New Jersey, if you're caught texting while walking, it's a $50 fine and 15 days in jail.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Pokemon Go has got, and that law has got nothing on the law in United Arab Emirates.
I was just reading that.
They have made, you can go to jail and get fined $700,000 for using a VPN. It's illegal. Yeah. How do you like them apples?
My question is, how do they know? Isn't the whole point of a VPN hiding behind a wall of security? They're going to fine people for using a VPN, although they actually have no idea who these people are.
They got VPN sniffers.
Yeah, but what is it? All it's going to tell them is somebody's using a VPN.
Yes, that's a federal law number 9/2012, altered by the Royal Edict, states whoever uses a fraudulent computer network protocol address, IP address, by using a false address or a third-party address by any other means for the purpose of committing a crime or preventing its discovery shall be punished by temporary imprisonment and a fine of no less than 500,000 dirhams and and not exceeding 2 million dirhams, which is 700,000. Yeah, or either of these two penalties. So I don't know if that dirhams. Do I say that right? Who knows?
I love the way that's written. By purpose of committing a crime or preventing its discovery. So all you need to say is, I get better connection if I use a VPN, and they can't find you.
Well, yes, they can.
No, because you're not using it to hide a crime or to prevent the discovery of an IP. You're simply using it to get a better internet connection, so they can't find you for it. That's their own law.
Yeah. Okay, I can get that. Yes, let me read that part. So by using a false IP address for the purpose of committing a crime or preventing its discovery. So is that the discovery of the crime?
The IP address of your original IP address
shall be. So if you are preventing the discovery of the original IP address, well, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're gone.
No, but only if you're using it solely for the purpose of preventing discovery. But you're not. You're using it because it's increasing. It's helping you with your internet. The fact that it hides your IP address has got nothing to do with it. That's just a side effect of using it for another purpose.
I reckon who made this law, the king or someone. I reckon he'd have a VPN.
one of his
using
minions. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they're never going to use a VPN in their governmental role.
Yeah, it's like the same rubbish. China blocks everything, but I bet you bloody whoever the Ching Chong Wu, whoever's in hard charge over there, he'd be connected to everything.
Well, it has to be so he knows what to block.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
That's what I found funny about this. How do they know you're using a VPN if the whole purpose of a VPN is to hide who you are? So you've hidden who you are, then they don't know who you are to send a letter to someone who's using a VPN because they don't know who it is because you're using a VPN.
Sniffer dogs. Get you every time. They will. All right, Chase. What else is happening?
Well, your days, speaking of VPNs and stuff that people use it for, your days of illegally downloading Game of Thrones might soon be coming to an end, but not in the way you think. At the moment, copyright owners hamper Google with takedown requests to have infringing content removed from piracy sites, while also putting pressure on ISPs to give up personal details of pirates. However, these efforts are largely reactive and have little to no effect on the piracy landscape. In order to combat the issue provocatively, a new report published by Black Market Watch and Global Initiative Against Transnational Organised Crime, wow, doesn't that sound cool, has detailed an approach just so wild it might actually work. Rather than trying to combat the issue online, the report suggests there should be mandatory blocking of pirated content on the operating system level. Other players that possess the potential ability to limit piracy are the companies that own the major operating systems which control computers and mobile devices such as Apple, Google, and Microsoft. The producers of the operating system should be encouraged or regulated, for example, to block downloads of copyright-infringing material. Rumours of a piracy kill switch building the operating system first came to light when Windows 10 was launched last year. The controversial feature stemmed from a single line in Microsoft's service agreement, which said updates and configuration changes could prevent people from playing counterfeit games. Obviously, this never came to fruition and it doesn't look like happening anytime soon. The report pointed out that convincing Apple, Google, and Microsoft to play the role of privacy police wouldn't be an easy task, suggesting pressure would need to be applied through international community and trade groups to see global action. Sweden's ability to influence this as a single state is small, but it can take action through EU and international community. Copyright holders can also play a role in promoting this through international industry associations. It's unlikely Apple, Google, and Microsoft will implement these changes anytime soon, but it will be concerning for pirates if they do.
Well, wouldn't it they'd be going down the same path as what they've just got rid of? They all just got rid of DRM and all this sort of stuff. They're not going to go and visit. Why would they want to help out the movie studios anyway? It's like Telstra. Why do they want to help someone else out? That's why I reckon.
Well,
Coerced.
Yeah, but I mean, all it's going to do is everyone's going to go to Linux. Everyone who wants to do most of the people who do it for a living are running Linux anyway. But
well, you're right, Will. Like you do something like that. You set your little Linux box up. You buy a little, or even your Raspberry Pi or whatever you can. I suppose you can hook NASs up to Raspberry Pis. You download all your stuff. You just sit in the corner, download all your stuff on that, and use that as your streamer.
Well, but I've got a Buffalo NAS here that has a built-in BitTorrent client. And it's a modified Linux distribution that comes factory on this thing. So
then when you want to play the video on your computer, it blocks it. You have to have a Linux desktop or Raspberry Pi to play it on as well.
But torrenting is so mainstream. It's just you can see why they got shitty. You can,
it's mainstream again.
I still fail to understand why they're trying to stop something that could potentially be so beneficial to them. I don't understand this on any level. The fact that the internet is always on and prolific should be being used to their advantage. It should be something they're saying, well, okay, let's release what just came out. What was that movie that just came out today?
I don't know.
Superhero movie.
Snailman.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of saying, okay, we're going to, do midnight screenings of Suicide Squad, and people are going to go see that at the cinema first. They're like, okay, well, why don't we release that on a internet stream, charge everybody $1 to watch it, and they can watch it on their TV, they can watch it on their computer, whatever, and just allow people to watch it from their lounge room for $1 and probably make more per head than they would from a theatre anyway.
And you don't have to have cold popcorn. You could cook your own popcorn and it'd be much cheaper and it'd be hot.
$12 a box, even when it is hot.
But really, do you want to take away the excitement of going to a cinema?
No,
Very
but this is what I'm saying.
Cinema anymore anyway. Cinemas are dying.
Well, the cinemas here are still pretty busy. Partly, there were still video stores here, but partly because the internet, for the most part, is still crap. But it's not taking away. I'm not going to go and see the movie at the cinema anyway. But if you give me the option to watch it on day of release in high definition and good quality for $1, yeah, hell yeah, I'll pay that.
But like I suppose, and just going on to the other
I'd pay $20.
Yeah, like with TV and stuff. Like, look, there's a show that was over in the US, and it's like all about the election that's happening now over there. They're called The Circus, and I thought, oh look, that's never going to be shown over here. So I started to look for it, and I couldn't find it. And lo and behold, old Stan had it, and so $10 a month. And it's fast tracked every Monday morning or something. Like for $10 a month, like why wouldn't you do it? It saves so much time. I got 3 months free Presto, and you just bing, 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 and you're away. It's so easy.
I'm just holding off on Stan until Top Gear comes out. Then I'll be getting it. I'm just waiting. I'm saving that extra couple of months.
then you're going to hook in.
Yeah, that's right.
The Amazon Top Gear is going to Stan, is it?
I believe so.
Cool. Well, look, talking about Windows 10.
But that was a while ago, sorry.
Talking about Windows 10 and whatever else we were talking about. But look, the anniversary update. Now, maybe we should have pushed this up further into the show because it's probably of more interest to a lot of people. But, the upgrade for free has finished on July 29, so you can no longer upgrade your Windows 7, 8.
I wish Microsoft would piss off and realise it and stop trying to ask me to upgrade.
Well, they've stopped me. They've taken the little window away off my little 7.
I don't have it on this one, but it's still on both the work computers.
Oh, okay. No, mine went away automatically. I don't know if it was an update that came through to send it on its merry way, but it's gone. But anyway, the anniversary update, I thought, oh, look, I'm going to update my laptop, today, this morning, before the show, so I could, tell you how it went and all this sort of stuff. No anniversary update. So I'm clicking, check. No anniversary update. So not everyone will get the anniversary update on August the 2nd.
I didn't get it.
No, it was now 2 days after that. But eventually, it will be available for all Windows 10 users. So it may take a day or two or even a few weeks. So hang in there for your specific device to gain access to it. Now, it all depends on where you are and the load on the servers that are assigned to distribute the update. But look, there is another way, apparently. So I haven't tried this way. I did try. One of the tips was the best way to get the anniversary update on your computer is open the settings, update security, check for updates. That didn't work for me. The other way was that you can go in and use the Microsoft Creation tool. Now, there's links in the show notes to all this sort of stuff if you get that keen. But apparently, you just run this little tool, the Microsoft Creation tool. Now, you can either do a burn an ISO image, so you can really go hard at the update, or like installing the whole thing again, to Windows 10 again, or apparently you can do an in-place update from this Creation tool. So have a look at that if you really
does it offer anything that's worth the hassle?
Look, it's just a couple of changes in the UI, I think. There's not too much. I think from memory from last week, we spoke about it because there's a few updates for the Surface. The pen was different. Hello?
Microsoft, hello.
Oh, yeah. Yes. The Cortana or something was a bit different. I don't know. But,
Microsoft, hello, that you log in with your particular camera that you buy.
Yeah.
Look at your face.
Yeah. Yeah, look. They've taken away the login screen or the email from the login screen. Apparently, obviously people were worried apparently about prying eyes going.
That was actually a good idea because our work computer noticed that. Because our point of sale computer is obviously at the front of the store, but it's sort of in the middle of the store. And every time an email would come up, it'd pop up over the top of the lock screen. So that was kind of stupid.
All right, so that's the Windows 10. Nothing to see here, pretty much. Not for me anyway. Not yet.
Their update's almost as useful as the new iOS 10 update. The only thing I could tell in the new iOS 10 update is they changed the pistol to a water pistol and the emojis. So that's
Yay!
nice.
Yay.
Like, I don't understand. Like, are we like?
Hear about that? Like,
I don't.
just
Why do we have to change it from a gun to a water pistol? Like, I get the issues,
because guns are dangerous and guns kill people, not people holding them. The guns do it all by themselves.
but I mean, do we have to be? Do
Yes.
we have to be? I don't know. Well, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. But do we have to be so? Do they have to treat us so childlike that we can't be responsible with an emoji of a gun? Are we going to go, I'm going to shoot you and put the emoji on there, bang, bang? You know, like, come on. All right. What else are you doing, Will?
Well, do we want to talk about the census?
Yeah, okay, do that.
We're all come to our senses finally.
And then
A massive boycott is threatening to undermine the value of the first attempt to harness the digital revolution for the national census. Okay, I'm done. Planners and government departments could be denied the detailed information they need to deliver services. Citizens filling out their census form online will have their names, addresses, and other private information stored for 4 years rather than the previous period of 18 months. And there fears these personal details will be harvested and sophisticated hacking. The Bureau of Statistics has attempted to claim to calm jitters by revealing top intelligence officials have been consulted on cybersecurity. So they asked the same people who asked them if it's still safe to use IE6 on all their websites, I'm assuming. I'm just guessing.
Now,
but the concerns householders will snub the national headcount conducted every 5 years, and the planning ministry will be severely compromised. The future planning of our cities, including the provision of funds, it has nothing to do with that. If you bring in 30,000, 300,000 refugees, our population is going to increase by at least 300,000, and our infrastructure can't handle our current amount of people. So, such a load of crap at this point.
Will's got animated. All right. Now,
basically, it's the same deal they had with why we can't vote online. So it's going to be interesting. You can choose to vote online. This is the part that kind of bugged me, though. You can choose to vote online, or if you don't want to vote online, you log on now and you order a mail order census kit.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but my dad doesn't have a computer. My uncle doesn't have a computer. Most of my older family in Lismore, there's probably 30 or 40 people there who don't have a computer. So they're not going to know that they have to get online to order their census kit offline.
Well, they would have got a letter in the post.
No, they were supposed to have got a letter in the post.
No, they didn't get it.
I don't know anybody who's got a letter yet.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got a letter. There you go.
Okay. They're the only two I know. We haven't received one, and nobody I know has received one.
It's here somewhere. Here, is this it? No, that's not it. That's my credit card. That's my credit card limit increase. Hang on.
It's probably still in the box.
Oh, I've lost it. Oh well.
But
that's here somewhere.
I mean, I don't know anybody who's got honestly because I actually had I think it was my aunt. I think she's my auntie. She actually asked me the other night. She goes, "What's with this?"
Few skeletons in that closet, Will.
Yes. And I've got to do it online, and I don't have a computer. I'm like, no, well, you shouldn't have to do it online, But yeah, they haven't got. So unless, what's the cutoff for the?
It says here. Look, I've got my letter. There it is. There it is. Now, it says, please complete the census on Tuesday, 9th of August. Now you go to the census.abs.gov.au, you select complete my census, you enter obviously your unique code, which looks like 12 numbers long. It's like a product key. And then complete, push send. If you can't go online, please call 1300 820 275 and they won't answer. You will get a 12-digit, if you are deaf, hello, or have a hearing or speech impairment. Impairment, I thought it was impediment. Anyway, please contact us through the National Relay Service. Oh, go for a run.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for playing your part.
So if you don't have a code, you're supposed to ring them, give them the 12-digit code, and then they send you a letter?
Don't know. I've got no idea.
So I'm assuming these letters should have already been sent out. Okay. This is going to be one abysmal censorship. I mean, it's not great at the best of times, but
No,
this is going to...
A lot of controversy around a few things. A lot of controversy first about your name and address being tied to the data for 7 years or so. That's big controversy. I don't know how many real names are going to go on that thing. There's also controversy about the religion. There's controversy about the sex. There's controversies everywhere. But all right. But look, at the end of the show, we'll play a little. I think it will. If you can play a little ad, we'll do that at the end. I'm just going to quickly go through just a couple of real quick ones here because we're running out of time really, really fast. The online ACCC has penalised online retailer, Oz Sale and OO. I don't know how you pronounce that. Is that OO?
That's the overstock auction.
All right, Deals Direct, Top Buy, and Buy and Vite. They've had to pay $10,800 penalty to the consumer watchdog based on a clause in its terms and conditions that read, depending on the fault, you may be offered the choice of a refund, repair, or replacement of the item, subject to availability. Now, what got stuck in the ACCC's claw was that they didn't like that clause because they said it read like the consumer had no choice of what the recourse would be. So the law states that when there is a major failure of a product, consumers are entitled to choose between a refund, repair, or replacement, as well as compensation for any other reasonable foreseeable loss or damage. And the Oz Sale and OO were only saying you may be offered the choice of a refund, repair, or replacement. I really can't see too much of a difference.
It doesn't matter how you word it. You've only got the same choice. You're either offered that choice or you're given that choice.
That's right.
It doesn't matter. You've got the same choice.
Yeah, look, I don't know why. I couldn't look. Yeah, I'm not a lawyer.
Really, the ACCC hasn't got something more useful to be doing.
Yeah, I think that's nitpicking really. And $10,800 fine probably suggests that nitpicking is all it was.
Here's the idea: get off your ass and police the NBN. Then you can nitpick to your heart's content.
Yeah, well, this is true. Now, Jace, did you have any other quickies, or do you want to get anything off your chest before we go?
No, I was just going to say that in Japan, the Japan's public broadcaster NHK launched a satellite channel to broadcast content in 8K, so they're going to watch the Olympics in super high vision, they call it.
Well, yeah, because everybody have 8K TV.
That's
right.
So that's going to help.
I'm sorry, I don't know if Jace's audio comes out all the time very good, but you've been in and out all night. There must be, I don't know what's going on there. But now, and quickly, scientists have come up with a theory that we are all just brains kept in a jar. How's that, Eddie? Like those ones?
The Matrix, Neo.
What exactly was that scientist on?
Now, Laura D'Olimpio, she's a senior lecturer in the philosophy University of Notre Dame, Australia, puts forward people's brains being kept alive in a vat of nutrients that sit on a laboratory bench. Reminds me of an episode of Doctor Who, The Brain of Morbius. Oh, it could be Morbius in that photo there. The nerve endings of your brain are connected to a supercomputer that feeds you all the sensations of everyday life. This is why you think you are living a completely normal life. Wow. There's some wacka woos out there.
That's the Matrix. And what else you got?
They've
done a movie on that. You can't have a scientific study based on a movie. It doesn't work that way.
Do you still exist? Are you still even you? And is the world as you know it a figment of your imagination or an illusion constructed by this evil scientist? Can you say?
I've seen a lot of articles where people are trying to work out if we're actually in a simulation like The Sims. I reckon that's quite possible.
The Library, another Doctor Who episode, which was quite good. Did you say that one, Jace? The Library? Or was the 10th Doctor?
Silence in the Library?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
Yeah, you will have to watch it and find out. Now, could you prove to blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so there you go. So we're all a brain, apparently. Now, that's about all I've got, I think. Just scrolling through just quickly. That's about it. That's all I've got to say. I've done everything else. Will, you got anything else?
It's good night from him.
So I was saying there was a lot of filling up my tech feeds with very non-tech, even remotely tech-related news this week. It was so strange.
Yeah, I found the last few weeks a bit like that, but this week wasn't too bad. There's a couple there. 8K one's good. I like that one. I don't know how many. Yeah, as you said, I don't know how many people got 8K TVs. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Huh?
Although apparently Australian businesses are being hit hard again by Nigerian email scams.
Well, why are we falling for those?
Because we're stupid.
All
I
right.
mean, leader of a gang, the leader of a gang, a Nigerian businessman. I love it's not sensationalism at all. Who had a network of at least 40 criminals, has been arrested and his operation disbanded, according to Interpol. A 40-year-old Nigerian man known as Mike, because that's obviously his real name, was arrested by local police in June along with 38-year-old accomplice, Mike. Mark, sorry.
Mark.
Um,
See, that's why he's called Mike.
The pair faced charges of hacking, conspiracy, and obtaining money under false pretenses, also known as fraud.
All the spam's been shut down. What am I going to do for a job?
Australia is one of the countries targeted by scammers with 94 attacks. Ooh.
Oh,
but apparently they had, out of that 94 attacks, they had a 100% hit rate.
Now, look, just about scams and spams and all that. Like, I had reason, don't ask me why, to download DVD Shrink today. Remember DVD Shrink?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you go to dvdshrink.org, you go, ooh, she's back. But no, apparently it's just full of adware, scamware, and crap. So you got to go and get it off, what is it, Soft Tonic?
File Hippo.
Yeah, somewhere else. But don't download it from dvdshrink.org because apparently it's...
You go to File Hippo and you can get it there. I think dvdshrink.com tells you that the only place you can get is File Hippo. So.
.com. But look, I think the best one to use, just quickly, is look, any DVD is that's the best one. Now, apparently, they've also had it going through a bit of a restructure as well because it was used to be from a firm called Slysoft, and what was it now, Red Hat or Red Fox or something? Because they were shut down by, everyone said, you're letting people pirate, blah, 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 as if the torrenting wasn't enough and easy enough. So they shut down Slysoft, but Slysoft, they've come back as Red Fox or something. Same product, but your license, if you bought it like I did from Slysoft, won't work if you update it to the Red Fox. Don't update. No. All right. That's about all I've got then. Sorry, Will?
Something to be said about updating every time a company asks you to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, and also that the sea cleaner that you probably use.
Sea cleaner.
Yeah, because I bought that, right? Whatever it was, $30 or whatever. Do you know that's yearly? Like, there's no notification saying it's an annual fee.
Which is why I install it, use it for 30-day trial, uninstall it, then 3 months later install it with a different email address, use it for 30-day trial, uninstall it.
Yeah, but apparently you can, once the license expires, it just doesn't auto-update, and that's about it, so who cares? But anyway, all the professional functions apparently still work, but it just doesn't say on the, on the screen that I couldn't see it anyway. Maybe I read too fast.
Yeah, there's something else I was looking at today. I can't remember.
That in about 10 years.
It was, I don't know if it was WinRAR or WinZip or it was something that I use every day, and I just randomly, I accidentally clicked on the show me more instead of the clothes today, and it said, you can have this for $25 or whatever it was, and then you read the fine print, and it's a yearly thing instead of a one-off thing. I'm like, well, okay, I'll just use it for free, thanks, that's fine.
7-zip for the win.
7-zip?
7-zip, yeah.
Yeah, I use WinRAR. I like WinRAR.
I use WinRAR generally. I use 7-zip. Depends on what I'm doing. I normally use WinRAR because other people use my computer and they can figure that out.
Yeah. Well, I bought WinRAR, so I use it. All right, cool.
So you're the one who did that. I always wondered who did that.
Although, I got stuff like AdBlock on Chrome. I actually donated on that. I gave them $10 or whatever it was. So
yeah, but this is WinRAR we're talking about.
Yeah, but if it's soft... Well, I did buy WinRAR back... Well, back probably when I bought WinZip. So that would have been like Windows 95, probably 3.1 maybe. I did buy it back then, so technically I bought it. Because I even bought a copy of X3 Gold.
Oh, jeez.
That was the bomb. And then they brought out X3 Bold for Windows.
Was it X3 Bold? It was X3 something.
So X3 Gold was DOS, and then they updated it called X3 Bold for Windows.
Yeah. Was crap.
I've still got my DOS 6.6. Something like that.
I've still got my doctor DOS floppies floating around somewhere. I'm sorry, DR
Yeah,
DOS.
I was going to say, Will, come on now. Come on. All right.
I've got my, when I worked in Sydney, that work experience at IBM, I got the very first OS2 Warp print run of CDs. I've still got that kicking around somewhere too.
I had it on floppies. But
yeah, no,
CDs.
I had it on floppy, I
had it on punch cards.
Oh, you win.
I had one of the first runs on CD, and I've also got it somewhere on iOmega zip drive.
Oh, wow. Lucky you. All right.
Yeah, I'm so glad I never used it. You know, still original in the box. It's probably worth money to someone, but it was so funny when I was working at IBM. All their systems were dual boot, OS2 Warp and NT4, and every single person used NT4. Not one system had OS2 Warp loaded on it.
No, well, the only reason I bought Warp was some clown said that it was compatible with Windows. Please.
Well, it was insofar as nothing at all worked.
Yeah.
It was compatible with PC, like IBM compatible.
That must be what they meant. It was compatible with my window. I lifted it up and stuck it under there, held the window up.
That's about it.
So, all right, let's get out of here. It's Raymond. He's finished his jobs. He's looking for another easy one to do. So, all right. So, thanks for joining in. You can catch us on the YouTube, as I said before, the Facebook, whatever. Go to the show notes at the webpage, aussietechheads.com.au/podcast, show notes, links, whatever. And Will, have you got that? Can you play that video to see us out?
I can, but only the stream will see it.
We won't see it on the video.
You will not, no.
We might. If the stream sees it, why don't we see it? Oh, because
you'll see it on the stream.
You're not capturing the stream.
All right. Well, we'll just
edit it in later, Glenn.
You can just edit it in over this bit, and it'll make it look really professional.
I'm not doing
I'll
that.
play it right now.
I hate editing.
Man, wasn't that a great video?
Oh man, that was hilarious. I loved that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Let's watch it again.
I'll tell you what. No, I can't even screenshot it. But no, I can't even do that. I can't do nothing. All right. Let's just play the video. If we get the audio, and everyone can look at me.
Yeah, the stream will get the video. So I'll tell you what, everyone can go to the stream, and they can watch this on the stream, and then on Facebook.
I'll put a picture up.
Aussie Tech Heads, and then you can watch it there.
Australia.
It won't load. Why is that not? Hang on. Okay, I'm on top of this.
Only goes for 2 minutes.
Policy decisions for the future. Just kidding. As if we'd do that. In the past, we had a deal. You agreed to give us your personal information, and we agreed to record it anonymously. This made it safe for you to complete the census truthfully. This year, we'll be doing things differently. For the first time ever, we'll be conducting the census online and demanding you provide your name and address, which will be stored along with your answers and your IP address forever. Now, you might be thinking this all sounds super dodgy, but look over there, a rare Pokemon. Oh, you're still here. Okay, it might sound dodgy, but there's no need to worry. Your personal data will be tote safe with us. We take privacy seriously. That's why our state-of-the-art servers have only been hacked 14 times in the past 3 years. And we will not sell or share your collected data with anyone else. We're not like Facebook. No, at least with them you made the choice to let them mine your data. With us, it's mandatory. So relax. This new census policy is just to make sure we can provide better tailored services in the future, such as easily identifying Muslim households and other persecuted minorities once full-blown fascism comes to Australia. So get on board. We don't want anyone to miss out on the biggest invasion of privacy ever perpetrated on the Australian population. That's why we'll fine you $180 for each day that passes without completing your census. Of course, you could boycott this census or request the paper form where you can choose not to provide your name. That would send a clear signal that you have finally had enough of the ongoing attack on your privacy. But we know that you don't give a shit about privacy. Census Day. Get in line on August 9 or get a fine.
Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics for the fulfilment of Orwellian prophecies.
So there you go. So that was good. So thanks to, looks like that was produced by Juice Media. And if you want to support them for more videos, go and do it on, check them out on Patreon. Cool. All right.
Australian Bureau of Statistics. I love that.
We'll probably get a takedown for that audio. But anyway, that's life. That's life. Takedowns every week. We love them. All right. Thanks, Jace, for coming in. And
no worries.
Next
time.
Thanks, Will. And we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers. Bye for now. Ta-da.
Bye.
can